Hello everyone and welcome to Monday. Can you believe it? How quickly it has gone to that, like the last week. I have no idea where it has gone. It has just disappeared. But, you know, I'm sure we've all been very productive over the last week and a lot's been happening. It's certainly been a busy time. School's back, and so it's going back to normal in a way, so that you can say. So if you're watching, you'll see the live button. Otherwise, you'll be watching the replay on Facebook. But due to the fact that Facebook only keep the lives for 30 days, I do transfer it to YouTube so you can follow it on YouTube as well. My name is Anita Mazzero and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Horsham, Victoria. And it's a beautiful day again today. Our weather is still warm. It'd be nice just to have a couple of nights to sleep solidly. It's been really, really warm at night. And waking up and finding it's like 22, 23 degrees when you get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, that is warm. And I just would love for a nice, quiet, cool night to sleep through. So anyway, that's life. So as I said, if you're watching, please pop on, say hi, say where you're from, especially if you're new, because I love to be able to acknowledge you, and I can't do that if you don't say hi. And don't forget to tick, and if you're on YouTube, like and subscribe so you can keep up to date whenever I've got a video up there. So what I will do is I will flip the camera down because there's a lot happening for the month of February. So we shall get into it. So just bear with me and I'll flip the camera down. There we go. Now, just waiting for Facebook to decide, yeah, I'm going to let you zoom in. Righto. Now, last month, we all had our, let's make sure that everything is nice and straight, because if the camera's not straight, nothing's straight. So, so hello, Glenda, how are you today? Nice and warm where you are? So last month, as I was about to say, we had our bonus offer where we could purchase products to the value of $90 and you received a $9 coupon back. So you would have received an email if you had done that, and you are now to redeem them. So they will run out at the end of February. Hello, Jacinta, how are you? Lunch break or day off? So don't forget, the 28th of February is the last day that you can return these. Because once the coupons, the redeeming days are over, you can't get them. So, you don't want to miss out on them. You don't want to put an order in and then realise, I forgot those and have to put a lunch break. I thought it might have been. So don't forget your bonus coupons. So they're in an email that you would have received from Stampin' Up. My suggestion is you cut and paste the code into the coupon code on your order when you place your order. Right, that's that one. Also, we are having on the 20th of February another Stampin' Up craft class. Now, I did the last one, which was the Brush with Beauty. This one is the lovely blossoms. So you need the suite, or you can just watch and work out afterwards what you want to do. You learn about the suite, there was just so much. The weather's wonderful. Oh, I'm glad, Glenda, and I'm glad you're good too. So this class is $44, and just to purchase the class, the code is 170929. That's $44. To purchase the Lovely Blossom Suite, it's $157.25, and it is $167,199. Hello, Sharon. You've already done that? So you're doing this class? Yes, I just put mine in today. So it will be, I'm liking the idea that we've got something for everyone, demonstrators included, to do something. And if you can't watch it, there's a replay. So it's always lovely. So that's the Lovely and Blossoms class, and don't forget to get the suite. If you've got any questions, just let me know and I will talk you through it. Bonus, our product of the month, this month, is some more papers. These are beautiful, bright coloured papers. So if you're putting in an order and your order reaches $125, you can then purchase these papers for $9. But if you're going to use your bonus, I don't think it affects your, correct me ladies, if any of you can correct me if I'm wrong, if you're using your coupons, it doesn't affect it. But if you're using your host, like your stamping rewards, it reduces the amount. So whatever it is, that when you get to the end, you must have $9. You put in an order at the weekend, Sharon, put in your coupon codes, use your bonus dollars. Oh, I don't. You put in an order and you used your coupon codes and you used your bonus dollars too. When I printed out the order, I show where the coupons were, what went wrong. Oh. I don't know what would have gone wrong there, Glenda. I would be ringing Stamping Up, because sometimes there's glitches in the program, and I would do that. No bonus day coupons for you, Sharon, but you've ordered the class. Yeah. So, yeah, so this is, as I said, $9 for some nice, bright, sunny paper. So every month it changes. It only lasts for a short period of time, and then we get something new. So this pack is 12 sheets of paper, 3 or 4 designs. So they're quite bright. I have to say I'm not sure because, oh, you had problems using the bonus rewards also. Well, then there must be a glitch, Leslie. If Leslie and Glenda both had issues, what I might do because I put in mine this morning and I thought mine put it all in, but I'll just go and have a look so that I can check for you guys to see whether it did it or not. And my coupons were applied, so yeah, I would say that it's possibly something to do with the, yes, you've got to use the coupon code. So cut and paste it from your email into where the coupons go. So use your coupon code to receive those extra dollars, your $9 that you can spend. So mine went through, so that was perfectly fine. Okay. For March, or February through to March, if anyone is interested in joining my team, this is a great time. So what you need to do, if you're joining up, you go ahead you pay $169 for $235 worth of products of your choosing in your starter kit. You will automatically receive our stamp positioner. And this is new. It's our little frame. Our board, our little magnet's already got the bit on. You're not having to worry about putting the tape on like we did with the old one. It's got little lugs or pins or whatever you like to call it here to put your paper. So your paper is there. So it's in inches, one side, centimetres the other side. This you must purchase extra. It's not one, but I think you can put it in your starter kit. And this is just there. I haven't played with it yet. So it's very springy. So when you've got your stamp on there, there's a lot of room in between. So this is if you're doing your large stamp and you want to go ahead and you can pop it through. And then this one, you just pop on there. I've got to get it right. There's two little holes in there and you just pop that on and that allows you to do banners and so forth. Yours showed bonus dollars, not coupon. Ah. I would, ladies, if you've got that issue, my first protocol is go to Stamping Up. Because if it's showing you dollars and not the coupon code, there must be something not quite right. And I'll be honest, I can't answer that. I would suggest you ring Stamping Up and let them know. So that's our exclusive joining offer for anyone who joins till the 2nd of March. So you pick out all your products that you like up to the value of $235. It comes free, no shipping. You get your business supplies. But if you want to be a hobby demonstrator and just to get the discount, go for it. Give me a call if you are interested in that. So I'll just put that out of the way. Right, now, today we're going to have a go because it's this time of the year where it's nice weather and that. This is when we see lots of weddings and engagement parties. So I thought, well, let's have a look at what we can do. And so I'll get all my bits and pieces that I've been playing with. So I decided I'm going to play with the new, coming out next month as part of our March exclusives. Yes, no, look, I think err on the side of speaking to Stamping Up, guys, because I really don't know why yours has shown up as dollars. And I would say, and look, the girls on the line are brilliant. They will do everything to help you out. And, they will let you know what's the best, that it's not working for you in its own way. So, yeah, I wish I had an answer on that one. My answer would be I would be ringing up, if you were one of my customers, I would be ringing up, Stamping Up to find out why. So they can have a look at your order and see where you've gone wrong and how to rectify that. Okay. Forever Florals will be out in March. And this came, for anyone that did the virtual card retreat, we got this set in advance. And I love it. It's a beautiful, beautiful set. And I also like, we've got beautiful dies, beautiful fonts. So I'm today using this as my base. I'm using some leaves from the Petals of Beauty. I've used some dies from the Nature's Symphony set, and I'm using some stamping from that and some stamping from the Reasons to Celebrate. You know, I'm mixing it up a bit. But we're going to do a card that I think would look really nice for any young couple. So it's going to be very white. So I'm hoping the camera will allow it to be seen properly. So I've got a piece of white cardstock, 21 centimetres by 14.9, and I have scored that at 10.5. So I'll just burnish that fold down nice and flat. Then I've got to look at my notes because I only put this together this morning. So I've got two foil layers, 9.8 by 14.2, and two white layers, 9.5 by 13.9. So one of them will be for the inside, and the other I have embossed, and this is that beautiful Stones and Vine embossing folder. Absolutely love it. So with this, use exactly the same size. Now I only want a small border, but you can see it's taken a little bit off, shrunk the paper this way. It hasn't this way. So if I let's see if we can put the two pieces here together. So you can see when I put these two pieces, they are exactly the same size. It's about at least a mil shorter. So just be aware of that if you're going to do this. So I'm just going to take my trimmer and take a mil off because it's, so to do that, all I'm doing is I'm just looking at the black line on my trimmer and just taking that slither away. That's all I need to do. So that will match now beautifully. So just remember when you're embossing something, have a look at your layer that you're having underneath it and just check that it hasn't shrunk. Some of them don't, some of them do. But yeah, this embossing folder is just beautiful. So so that's going to be that. I'll put that to be the inside. So I want to work with this before I do anything else. So what I've gone and done, started with digging up when I was deciding on this, just looking at what I had around. So I thought I had a lot of leaves and so forth. Got a bit of scrap for my sentiment. So from our dies from the Forever Florals, I have die cut this beautiful piece of foliage. Get the right word out, Anita. And I haven't had too much to drink. Maybe I need a drink in this weather. So I've got a piece of that. So that's going to be on my centrepiece. Then I've cut in the silver. I've got some flowers, which are these little tiny flowers here. And I've cut some leaves, which are these standalone leaves. So I've got some leaves. But then I had a look at what I had as well. So I've got some from the Brush with Beauty. So these leaves are from there. Where I'm going to use them, I don't know. We'll see. I've got this from Nature's Symphony because I love that leaf with the detailed die on that. And so we're going to play with those. So that's all our pieces. And then I've got, and I'm sorry, these are retired, but they're the only bits I've got that relate to what I want to do. So I've got some white ribbon, which was from the Zany Zoo. And then I've got these Smoky Slate and basic grey pearls, and I'm going to use them as well, only because they will suit with the silver, because we don't have a lot in silver. So, yeah. I'm going to get some ribbon. So just take a piece of ribbon. And I'm going to just do like a set fold with the ribbon, because I want to put that like so on the page. So, yep, that's about. You couldn't cover all that for? No. Normally I would be cutting it out and I would be doing all sorts of things with it. But doing it today, I have done it this way. No, I usually cut the smallest of frames, Sharon, so that I can use the foil. Right, so I'm going to take that. And I know we don't have our stapler anymore, but I still use mine all the time. So I'm just going to staple that to there. So then I'm going to have a look, because this is going to go here. I wanted that bit of ribbon to the side. And I'm going to take, the next thing I want to take is my vellum piece. I'm going to just trim that leaf. I'm going to put a piece down the bottom here. Put a piece up here. And I'm thinking maybe this needs to go underneath. So I'll sit that there. I have got 2 pieces of this. I can trim off. Yes, it is difficult, Sharon. I have to admit, it is difficult using it. I might just take those bottom pieces off, because they're a little bit long for what I want to do. I have got one to show you afterwards, which is in gold, and I did cut away from that. So I'm wanting these roughly sitting like so. Happy with that. So I'm hoping you can see this. Do I need to come in a bit closer, ladies, or is that a little bit hard to see? Looks like it is. I might just bring it in a little bit, if it'll allow me. There we go. How's that? Can we see what we're doing? Right. So I'm going to take the vellum piece and just scatter that. Because our sentiment is going to go in the middle. I'm just going to pop those pieces. So I'm going to get my stapler. I'm just thinking, do I want these ones? Because I was thinking of using these. Just pop one there. This one you can just play with, this style. Sentiment, I'll bake those 2 because they will glue in. These are fine. So once again, I'm going to get my stapler and just staple these in place, because I want that look that it is open. Right, I'm going to take this and I'm going to cut it in half. So it's about 3.5 centimetres to get the halfway mark. So I'm just slicing it. I'm not too concerned about it. So before I go too much further, I will need to stamp my sentiment so I can trim the size of the sentiment down. I'm just looking at that, and I'm thinking. I still think this might be too big for what I'm doing. I need a larger piece, but I think because of what I've done this time, no, that's going to cover the. No, that will do. Take that. Pop that on a block. Then grab a piece of white. Because I don't know about anybody else, but I use a lot of scraps when I'm wrapping the card and doing what I'm going to do. So I know that won't fit it, but I wanted to do this one. So I reckon, I'm sure it's, yep, that will hold it. So take that. Whoops. You weren't supposed to move. Right. Because we're using photopolymer, I'm going to use my Stampin' Pierce mat. Bring old Annie out. Take away any fingerprints, any grease, any oil. I'm going to stamp my Versamark. I'm going to stamp that on. I'm going to grab my silver embossing powder. So I'm going to use this particular stamp. I think what I might do, just in case, because it is still looking too large for me, I might just down below, or I might on this particular piece, and then we'll make the decision. Do you ever do this when you're crafting? Have one thing in mind and then at the last minute think, oh no, I'll change it, I want to make it a bit different. Well, that's what I'm doing. I'm going to stamp this close to the bottom. And grab my silver. Sorry, I've gone off screen. I have my little containers that I try to keep one colour only to, so that they don't cross-contaminate. Grab my tweezers, hang on to them, we'll get rid of that, and we will now emboss, and we'll watch the magic. Beautiful silver, how it just goes from that dull to the light. And I like to do it from underneath because sometimes from the top it likes to just blow the stock away. So I've got two, but I'm beginning to look at this one, and the more I look at this one, I think this is going to kill my flower for what I want to do. We will hide our, that's dried. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to trim it down, top and bottom. So I wanted it nice and close. And then I'm going to cut on an angle, just like so. I think it'll hide well and truly. So what I'm going to do now, and get some tear and tape. I'm just going to put a strip at the top. And then a strip at the bottom. Sorry if I keep going off camera. I wish it would just beep at me and say, "You're off camera, you're off camera." I'm going to take these two off. So now what I'm going to do is take my half of the leaf and I'm just going to take the cut edge, which is just sitting there like so. Then I'll take the other piece and I'm going to move it over to the other side and just adhere it like so. Because I'm going to eventually put this up. And see, I can hide that beautifully. So these leaves could still come in there. Let's have a look. I have that there. Print one. No, I don't think I like those leaves. Let's see what these ones look like. A little bit taller. Cut that in half. No, I think I'll just leave those. Do you do that? Do you make... You'll catch the rest later. Okay, Sharon, and good luck. I hope you get to find out what's the problem of yours. And please let me know how you go. Right. So I'm going to get to my dimensionals. And I'm going to put dimensionals on the back of my card. Marked where it's going to go, so we'll pop that nicely in place. So I can see the flowers underneath so that you can see there how it's sitting. Just nice and soft. So I've got some of these have got adhesive tape behind it. So using your adhesive sheets are always handy for small, intricate little pieces. Just get that to lift off. Now I know I want to cover that, what's the name under there where that staple is. So I'm going to sit one of the leaves just there, like so. So I know some of these have got it and some haven't, so I'm just not 100% sure. We'll pop a couple of these. Maybe that one wasn't. Using the scraps. So I'm going to pop another one just under there at this stage. So now I've got these little flowers. So I'm just going to bend these flowers, and these have got adhesive on the back. So I'm just going to give them a bit of a look and just decide where I want them to sit. So I only want a couple. It's not the best. Okay, Jacinta, don't work too hard today. Just popping some flowers like so. And at this stage, this is where I'm going to stop. What they say, less is more. I'm going on that theory. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to glue this, but I'm going to use some tear and tape because being embossed, it is not the easiest to do, and glue and foil, they like to move. And I really don't want my card to move. So I'll take this. Make sure I've got that all down. We don't do very many white on white cards, and I know I have done wedding cards before and I've used soft sea foam, you know, just a hint of a colour. But I thought this time we'd just add the little bit of foil for the accent colours. Take that. And I'm just going to pop that on there. So you can see the silver is only just to give it a bit of highlight. And I'm going to take that and we're going to place that there, but it's going to be on dimensionals. And we know not to be too skimpy on our dimensionals because we want it to be secure in the post, because there would be nothing worse than someone receiving one of your cards and then when you open it up and it's falling apart. It can be so disheartening. Okay, so we're just going to pop that in there. Just make sure. I should put my glue on, but I didn't, so good luck now. There we go. So you can see I've got just the hint of the silver in there. And I've got these silver flowers. And the reason I've chosen these particular ones, because I thought they go so nice. So first of all, I want to just pop one in the centre of these. This is why I only use 2 flowers. And then I'm going to end up with 5. So I'm going to pop. Oh, this is always the hard part, isn't it? Where to sit the gems. So from there, using the larger gems, the small ones are on the middle. So there we go. I've got that triangle shape. So there's the front, but it is missing something. Those of you that know me, can't go anywhere without a little bit of Wink of Stella. I'm just popping a little bit of Wink. This one's about had it, so it's not coming out like it should. Unfortunately, I don't think you can see it on the camera, that there's just that glitter, just that very small amount of glitter on the front cover, on the front of the card. It's over the vellum, it's over the white, and it just breaks that look. Yes, Glenda, that's where I was aiming at, as a card for a wedding, because you know, weddings are always important. Now I'm going to get my piercing mat back in, and I've got the leaf off the Nature Symphony, this beautiful big leaf here. And I'm going to, once again, add the embossing buddy in here. And I'm going to stamp up the leaf. And I'm just going to place that there. Move that out of the way for the moment. And I'm going to grab the silver once again. Just add the embossing powder. So keeping with that silver and white theme. And I think silver and white and golden white are very handy to have when you don't know the colour. These days you never know what colour the bridesmaids are going to be or the wedding theme. Sometimes you can tell from the invitation. Sometimes the invitation is black and white, so you can't tell. So here we go. We're going to emboss this again with our heat tool. And it's not going to take us long this time because we had it warmed up. Put that up there. How pretty is that? For the inside of the card. So I'm going to try a little bit of glue on this one because I'm not, and when I say a little bit of glue, I'm only going to use enough to hold the card in place. I'm not going to put copious amounts of glue where it's going to ooze and cause it to slip on the silver foil. Turn it over. Make sure that stays put. Cover my Versamark. And then I'm going to take that and we're going to glue that to the inside. And our glue. Pop that to the inside of the card. And there we are. There is our card. But we've got to do an envelope, don't we? And there's my envelope. So I've got some here, and these do not have glue on them. So I'm thinking I might put these two here, and I've got some flowers there. So use the silver on here. So just the tiniest amount of glue. Just enough to hold it. Probably will drive the post office crazy if you're sending it, but if you're attending a wedding, it isn't going to matter. Put that there. Just the smallest amount of glue. Leaf out of there. It's so delicate. And I'm going to take these flowers that I had before. I know they've got backs on them, so I shall pop a cluster of them together. So, scrunching them up just to give them some texture. Sorry, I've pull the backs off. I'll put 3 flowers in there. And we'll pop that just like so. And you know what? I don't think it'll matter, but we're going to put some small gems into the middle of the flower, just to give it a little bit. So as I said, normally you would be at a wedding and you'd be handing the card to the person. So the gems doesn't matter, does it? So I'll take this, clean up this mess so that you can see better. So there you go, just looking at what you've got. As I said, I've mainly used the leaves that I've got in my, that I had in my kit. I did cut a few more out because what I had. But there's my silver one with its card, envelope, I mean. And then I've done one in gold. And here I used the little small flowers that were done differently. I've got just some little tiny gems here. And then again, I'll put the gold on the inside. But what I did here was I embossed the envelope. But when you emboss the envelope, I will warn you, open it very, very carefully so that it will tear easily because it's embossed and it will stick. But there's another way of decorating your card. So as you can see, 2 very, very different looks in the card. I've just used a larger flower there. This is a cluster of flowers because that came from the same set. And I've used different flowers in the background to what I had on the other one. Whoops, just get it down for you. Sorry, I just realised it's a bit hard. So there we go. You got your silver and your gold look. And let's face it, because it just depends, you'll know the person if you're going to the wedding, you'll know whether they're silver or gold. Oops, you've been cleaning up, have you, Cherry? Oh, that's a good thing to do. You can join me, do mine. It'll get done one day. But you've always got the replay, Cherry. So there's our wedding cards using a mixture of the different stamp sets or dies that's around and the embossing folders. And even though I've used 2 different colours, they've actually turned out very different because I've done a little bit. I haven't used that heavier leaf in this one, which I could, if I wanted to, I could still add that leaf. But I didn't think it really did it any justice. If I wait for the camera to catch up, I think that this looks too heavy in my eyes. Yes, I think that's definitely too heavy. The softer look is nice, but it suited this one because of the way it went. So there we are. You like them both, Linda? Thank you. So I could make 8 or 9 of these cards using exactly the same, but it's never going to be exactly the same because of the way you do it. But don't forget, do something to your front, and don't forget that even embossing will help smarten up the card. Oh, you've got to make an engagement card for your niece. Well, I hope I've given you inspiration. You'll have to show me what you do. So, yeah, so that's where we're very lucky, having the embossing folders that can just jazzy up the card a little bit more. So, yeah, so there we are. I mean, I was going to use this on there, but then I realised I would lose a lot of that flower, and the way I wanted to do it, I didn't like that. But it will get used. It will get used on another card. I've got 2 weddings and an engagement party this year, so I'm trying to get myself ahead. So it will be done. Hello, Wendy. I'm glad you like the cards. Something very different, but anyway. Just a very simple card using the base and using lots of die cuts. And we've all got them. We've all got containers, chockers of different die cuts. So next time you're making a card, have a look at what you've got and work backwards. Work from your die cuts, which is what I did with this one. I started with my die cuts and then worked backwards to get where I wanted to go. So, and that made this one a bit easier to do. So thank you very much for watching today. It's a lot shorter today. I've got through this much quicker, but it's a very simple card and very stunning at the same time. So have a great week. I shall catch up with everyone next Monday, and who knows what I'm going to create next week. Bye for now, everyone. Thanks for watching.